Hey, my wonderful, wonderful people. A pleasant morning to you. Yes, morning. I went to a function. I was at long. It was good, but kind of too long, for that kind of a function and so forth. But I would encourage people to go and watch it. It's good, pitchy patchy. I don't know. I think it goes on till this weekend. Nice, but I hope that the next season they will kind of condense it a little bit more. But it was good. It was good. It was good. It was a little long. If it wasn't so lengthy, I would have given them perfect score. But give and take some other little things. But you would call it 8 out of 10 for me with the pitchy patchy. Just a little too long. And they need to condense it, especially I call it like a sort of a pantomime, where you have acting and singing and dancing and so on. So you have to know how to keep the audience in full gear and don't have such lulls like that, because it's so long. You had too many change in terms of the set. All right, beautiful people. I saw where the Prime Minister, basically, and I'm paraphrasing because I had looked at the article and was reading it, that he realizes there are some MPs who are lacking in terms of their work. They're not working hard. They're not working the way they ought to work. Remember that it's really some months, maybe a year ago or so, the Prime Minister came out saying that they need an increase in their salaries. They haven't got, I think the MPs hadn't gotten it in a while. There were some sectors that didn't get an increase, and I think they were included. And for them to offer and to give premium service, they would need premium salaries. Thereafter, you notice that some had gotten 100%, 100 and something percent, 200, 300, and we can go on and on and on in terms of the percentages. But yet, when we look at the infrastructure, the rains have highlighted the shoddy and the shabby work done on our roads. And I was listening to, this Chinese Jamaican speaking to say that, when you have a pothole, if it is not remedied the right way, not rehabilitated, basically, it will become further devastating to people. Devastating, which will cost more. The hurricane had put, in terms of, the different, I was reading something, I was watching the news, or $600 million in relation to the storm that passed, and maybe the whatever damage it has created, and shafting on and so forth. That's a lot of money. But it tells a story that, that what the people have been saying over the years have been true. That MPs, you're not doing your job. I'm assuming that monies have been allocated, because if the Prime Minister is going to say that he recognizes that the work is not being done the way it ought to have been done, it tells a story that whatever measures were put in place for them to be done, but people are not taking up their jobs the way they ought to. See, Minister Tufton basically lashed out to say he's tired of taking the blame for things when the air conditioning unit, was it at the Bustamante Hospital or some hospital, was out. And people, you can't be in a hospital burning up. That's ridiculous. You're already not well. And to be in heat is even more devastating. And, he said that it's not on his part. They hire the contractors and the different personnel to deal with whatever, and they are lackadaisical, which is true sometimes, There is something with us as Jamaicans when we go abroad. What I don't respect with some of us, when we go abroad, we show the best, we give the best, we work hard, smart, and all of that. And then people can say, Jamaicans are hardworking people, you better do it, because them throw you out of the work. Them have to do it because them throw you out of the work. And I like out here, so where you give and take, it rains, you can't come in for the day, or you can come in late and explain, and they understand and so on. Not like that when you're in foreign land. Not like that. You'd have to be probably ill and can show medical certificate. And even then, if it's too much, they're just going to ask you that you're not serving any purpose to them. And I'm saying to us as Jamaicans, I don't want us to be hypocritical, where we work hard and smart for other people, but when it comes to our country, we take it as a joke, and we willy-nilly, we hear scare hairy-fairy, very ad hoc and haphazard in how we're dealing with what we're supposed to be dealing with. You are given a mantle. You asked for better salaries. Yet the very Prime Minister who granted you guys salaries, saying that they realize that some of you are lacking. You are found wanting. And when the people cry out, some of you saying it's not true, but it is true. The physical structure of our roads are indicative of same. People cannot just be crying out. Are so many people greedy? I mean, yes, the heart of man is desperately wicked, but no. People are still suffering financially. People are not doing well. I think people are living in a bubble. It breaks my heart when I see other Caribbean, and I hate when people tell me, oh, this country is this, that, and the third. Come on. It's the same human beings. We're given the same 24 hours. Some of us were not born in Mars, while some in Pluto, while some in Saturn, while some in Neptune. We're all born on planet Earth. And God is a God of fairness and justice. He gave us all 24 hours. He says, be good stewards of the land. Be good stewards of whatever it is. Manage your monies well. Don't misappropriate them. Manage the human resources well. If those were managed properly in our country, trust me, I'm sure the Prime Minister and his team could have get up and said, we're giving every Jamaican, not just public sector workers, but public sector workers and private sector workers, 10,000 US a one-time payment in their accounts. You know, in the grand scheme of things, in the natural, that would never happen. But with supernatural intervention from God himself, that can happen. But we have to follow the order. God is a God of order. We have to be good managers, stewards of resources, not just physical resources in terms of money and whatnot, but human resources. Warren Buffett stated that is the best investment. The people shouldn't be crying out that the roads are terrible or that there's no amenities. When you look at the hospitals or when you look at, the school system, it is poor, it is indigent, it's in a bad, shabby, deplorable state, not just physically, but socially, psychologically, and otherwise. I'm glad the Prime Minister said it, because he realizes that, boy, them really not do what them supposed to do. People are crying. Look at the public sector workers. See, 99 sergeants got promoted. Congratulations are certainly in order, and I wish them all the best. I hope that they do their jobs well. Don't be a nuisance in the lives of their subordinates or the regular or civilians, but to really protect, serve, and reassure. The civil servants, they need to be happy as well. Other public sector workers, private sector people. Things have been so tough for people financially. It would be good if, they all come together and say, all right, you know what? We've got monies left, right, and center. Let us do something good for the Jamaican people. We can follow suit like him, Even if you don't give 3,000 US as one time to the public and perhaps private sector. But the private sector can do that because they give bonuses. But at least even 1,000 US. Even one, that can be done. It can be done. I know people don't believe it. Where did the money go? They're going to say there's no money. Then where did the money go? Then the amount of money that here come to this country, where did the money go? I'm sure they didn't export it to Saturn. I'm sure that the monies were not exported to Neptune. I'm sure that the monies were not exported to Pluto. It did not leave planet Earth. Our currency, or Jamaican dollar currency, cannot be used anywhere except in Jamaica. So where did the money go? Because people saying there's no money, so where did it go? They must throw it in the fire, then it must be in the lake of fire, or the same furnace there that they were going to throw Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. It must have gone there and got burnt up, because it did not leave planet Earth, and it cannot leave Jamaica, because it's the only country the Jamaican dollar can be used. Them all have criminal fund. If you show you how money coming in this country, down to the criminal fund. Monies that they find through from the criminal elements. We've got to do better by the people of Jamaica. MPs, your Prime Minister said it, that found wanting, lacking, and you asked basically for premium salaries and giving poor service. Come on, man, you have to do better than this, because the people will talk when the next election comes, and you may not like that talk. Guys, you know what to do. Read TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe. And I need a lion now. Time now for me get one.